Thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, this violent Native American woman assaults this tribal enforcement officer within this reservation. A tan white upon tan white criminality. Or a different type of criminality, a Native American upon Native American criminality. Non-black natives, by the way, on this one. So you got people that want to keep this parakeeting this black and black crime, black and black crime. Did you hear what I said? What are you talking about? Black on black crime, black on black crime, right? And unfortunately, you even have some ones within American Blackism that parakeet that stuff. When crime stats show who are the most violent, the most fraudulent schemers, right? Crime stats, the ones that had the most privilege and getting out of criminality the most. It's personnel by within the various parts of Paname's culture. But you still got people want to talk about black on black crime, black on black crime. I mean, that's you talking about some mental sickness of that. You don't talk about the people who commit the most crimes. You don't talk about the people who get off committing the most crimes, right? You don't talk about that. You don't talk about the people who sat there who have produced more hate crimes upon the number one people who have had the most hate crimes put upon them, the American black. That's some sickness. Let alone you got people that don't talk about the other criminalities of different other cultures and backgrounds that sit there and commit crimes upon their own type people. But something about black on black crime is something that is just a juiciness of talking about that. That is a sickness. Yes. Yes. That is a true sickness inside. And supremacist loves it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me go and take this right here, remove that part, and let me go ahead and share my screen on this. One moment. Let me go ahead and play this particular first quick one. Make sure you can see this. All right. Go ahead and play this.
A Rosebud woman has been sentenced to prison for assaulting a federal officer. According to the Department of Justice, back in November, Jamie Leader charge was causing a disturbance at a home in St. Francis within the Rosebud Indian Reservation. When officers arrived, they learned she had a warrant and attempted to arrest her. She resisted and kicked the officer. She was sentenced to 4 months in prison, followed by supervised release.
Yes, seeing
But you really didn't see what you heard, what you just saw, right? Okay. So let me go ahead and play this last. Let me just read this last particular article on this violent Native American woman at this particular South Dakota reservation, and it's assaulting this tribal officer. Make sure you can see this. But black and black crime, black and black crime, black and black crime, right? That's sick. Make sure you can make sure. Okay. Rosebud woman, South Dakota, on this reservation, was sentenced for assaulting a federal officer. August the 15th, 2023, this article. August the 15th, 2025, this article. Such and such person announced that today that this particular person has sentenced a Rosebud, South Dakota Native American woman. See, they love this generically. Native American woman convicted of assaulting, resisting, and impeding a federal officer. The sentencing took place on August 11th, 2025. Today is August the 17th, 2025. Jamie Leader Charge, maybe saying it correct, age 32, was sentenced to time served in custody through August 23rd, 2025, equal to approximately 4 months in federal prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release in order to pay $100 special assessment to the Federal Crime Victims Fund. Doesn't sound like some light criminality, does it? Leader Charge was indicted by a federal grand jury in December of 2024. She pleaded guilty on May the 12th, 2025. The conviction stemmed from an incident that occurred on November the 5th, 2024 in East St. Francis, South Dakota, within the Rosebud Indian Reservation, within the Rosebud Indian Reservation. On that date, a Rosebud Sioux Tribe Law Enforcement Services officer, was responding to a report that Leader Charge was causing a disturbance at a residence in St. Francis. Upon arrival at the residence, the officer learned Leader Charge had an active tribal arrest warrant. So they already had an active tribal arrest warrant and placed her under arrest. Leader Charge resisted and kick that officer, right? But nothing to see or hear about, right? Just a poor innocent. Give me one second. Just a poor, misunderstood Native American woman that the white man removed her from her land 20 years ago when she wasn't even in England in nobody's eyes. You see that little game. But at the same time, being the Trail of Tears was around about 20 years ago, where are those same little knucklehead people who love talking about, I ain't got anything to do with reparations. I ain't got anything to do with reparations for the Negroes, but they ain't saying nothing about, I ain't got anything to do with the Trail of Tears to these Native Americans. I ain't got anything to do with these Trail of Tears almost 20 years ago. I don't want my taxpayers' money going to them because I ain't had anything to do with that. Where are those same fools at? But at the same time, you start asking some of these, what we call supposedly Native Americans, right? As if there's no one over here in America, pre-America, before we call Native Americans, but that's a whole different topic. As if there's no such thing as black natives, but that's a whole different topic. Let alone people think the only black natives are the ones that were put in slaves, right? By certain type of black Native Americans. And even that, if that was the truth, say if that was true, well, it's not, right? How is it that there's still not some gigantic reparations, right, by Native Americans being put forward to say, hey, we do owe reparations to the blacks and black natives that we enslaved, huh? Where are those same people at now, huh? But at the same damn time, you start talking about, hey, when we get to work together and as Black Americans and and Native Americans and try to work together on some things. What did those type of white Native Americans do? Exit station left. See the game? And they know millions within American Blackism don't even see that game. And just accept people talking about black and black crime criminality. And criminality happens on Harvard numbers of reservations each and every day. Oh, it does. Some of the highest alcoholism rates is on Native American reservations. Yes, but they don't want to talk about that. And how much reparations are given to Incalculable number of tribes people don't even realize that had nothing to do being removed from their lands in a trail of tears. Over 200 years ago, where Black Americans talk about what's been going on for centuries, that's still going on in 2025. Y'all need to get over the past, right? You see how that game goes. But at the same time, when this violent Native American woman assaults her own type people, a tribal enforcement officer on the disturbance, where she had an active arrest warrant, you got people that are like do this. They don't see nothing. Interesting tactic. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.